Hi, this is Philip from Brechel Electronic. Today I want to introduce the BE-IIS HAT++ ecosystem. BE-IIS HAT++ is a stackable Raspberry Pi HAT portfolio for industrial interfaces. The idea is simple. Use modern industrial interfaces on a Raspberry Pi without fighting with GPIO conflicts, device tree overlays, or manual setup. The portfolio includes interfaces like UART-485, CAN-FD SIG, UART-to-USB, LAN, 10BASE-T1S, 10BASE-T1L, and GPIO. The special point is the stacking. With HAT++, multiple boards can be used together on one Raspberry Pi system. Each HAT++ board can be used up to 3 times in the same stack. Together with other HAT++ boards, up to 5 HAT++ boards can be used in one Raspberry Pi system. Additional companion boards, for example power over single pair Ethernet boards, do not count as a HAT++ board and can be added on top. Now let's have a look at the delivery package. Inside the package you get a board, you get the accessories, and you get a quick start guide. The quick start guide is printed on a beer coaster. That is intentional. The setup should be as simple enough to fit on the card. Now mount the header, the connector, install the software, connect the board, reboot the Raspberry Pi and start using the interface. On the board you can see 3 labels: HAT, HAT+, HAT++. Most Raspberry Pi hardware users know what a HAT is. A board that plugs and interacts on the 40-pin Raspberry Pi header. HAT+, defined by the Raspberry Pi Foundation, adds an interaction mechanism, so the system can detect information about the attached hardware. HAT++ is the BE-IIS extension on top of this idea. It keeps the normal HAT and HAT+ concept but adds stackable operation optionally. Instant selection, resource management and automated setup for multiple boards. Details are documented in the datasheet. For example, here the 10BASE-T1L HAT. You see the bullet points, the introduction into the HAT, the optional stacking feature, design resources, very important, the schematic if you are interested in, layout, 3D models, and the GitHub repository including the install script. Here you see the schematic and the layout and BOM tool, including traces. There are block diagrams in the datasheet, information about the isolation concept, information about connector configuration and options, jumper configuration, LED indication light, signal wiring, and how to configure the HAT system in hardware and software. As you can see on the screen, I have prepared a stack of 5 different HATs. Instance ID 1 is a T1S board, 2 is T1L, 3 is CAN FD-SIG board, instance ID 4 is the Modbus board, and 5 is a UART board. As you can see in the journal, the HATs are detected, the overlays are applied, and the driver modules are loaded. So the interfaces are ready for use. All the boards are still normal Raspberry Pi HATs. They simply extend the functionality for easier integration and stackable operation. All sources are open. The goal is not to hide the hardware. The design is documented, the software is available, and the system can be used for any purpose. Technology evaluation, prototyping, gateway, and much more. Thank you for watching. Follow me on LinkedIn if you are interested in industrial Raspberry Pi interfaces. For feedback or questions, feel free to contact me by email.